guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today I am bringing you a Real Housewives of Potomac deep dive. There is some stuff going on. It's related to the fighting that we've seen, but oh my gosh, I have learned so much behind the scenes stuff. So buckle up and let's talk about it. Let's talk about what the heck is happening. So a few weeks ago, Monique went on her Instagram Live, and she posted this video called Y'all Done Pissed Us Off. And if you have 45 minutes, I highly recommend you go watch it because it's amazing. I didn't know it existed. I just found it, and I'm blown away. You even get to see T'Challa in there, which is kind of funny. But it's her and Chris, and they talk about some stuff. So I'm going to show you clips here, and we're going to talk about it and see if we can get into this and break it down. So here she is on her Instagram Live, and sorry about the small screen. That's just how they filmed it. I tried to edit it to make it a little bigger for you, but this is what we've got. So let's get into what they're talking about.
The reason why I said, you know what, let me just go ahead and do this live tonight is because there have been a lot of talk going on. And everybody heard after episode 2 what Gizelle said about the rumors, which she said wasn't even the rumor.
So if you remember, what she's talking about here is in the episode, Gizelle says to camera, the rumor is that Monique got super close to her trainer and they were kind of messing around behind Chris's back.
The fact that I said it was so disgusting and so nasty that I did not want to repeat it. And that was real. It was very real. So I have a former friend.
I'm going to pause it right here and get into this former friend because this comes up a lot. Now, you're going to see that she's going to be referred to as Gigi. So, you know, I love to do my deep dives, so I started looking. And I can't get clear information on who Gigi is. I found this speculation on who the internet thinks Gigi is. I'm going to show you what she looks like and remind you. But I'm going to preface this by saying I can't find for 100% sure that this is Gigi. So according to newsbreak.com, this is Gigi on the right here. So she was in season 2, and I believe it was Monique had a party at her house, and she and Gizelle got in a fight, and she told Gizelle to leave her house because Gizelle was talking stuff about her and Chris. I didn't actually watch that season, but this is just from the information I can gather. Hopefully you guys know what the heck I'm talking about. But this is supposedly Gigi. This is allegedly Gigi right here that was in the background. She was lurking. She was hovering. I believe she brought some information to Monique, maybe that led to the Gizelle fight. I'm not real sure, but this is her, supposedly. Newsbreak.com also had this photo of her, or who is supposed to be her, lurking in the background behind Gizelle. So supposedly this is Gigi. That's what they're alleging. So let's move on with the story.
Who thought it was more important for her to try to make a place and position herself on this show than to be a friend. And a lot of signs were there. You know how you sometimes have those friends where the signs are there, but you just kind of ignore them because you've known them for so long and you want to see them how you want to see them.
Well, that's really got to suck. And that's got to be so tough being a housewife and having to deal with crap like this. Regardless of who you are, you know, just knowing who to trust and who's going to be awful like this, you know, once you get on TV show.
It's just like, it was very hurtful. I just decided to just like cut the friend off. And at that moment, things really started getting out of hand. This former friend started reaching out to production.
Holy shit, that is ballsy.
Spreading lies and basically saying, I'm gonna just read to you some of the stuff that she wrote on her pages. So just so y'all can see, all of these papers y'all see over here, all of that, those are statements from people that she reached out to.
That is wild. Those papers, I can't believe how many there are. And that's crazy that she was able to get to production like that. All I could think of is Ramona at the reunion with all her papers sprawled out, and Andy had to go pick them up. So Andy will have to pick these up too.
From production to cast to my own friends and family. Like, that's how crazy she is.
This is so interesting to me because it adds a whole new layer on all these shows that a quote unquote friend of can reach out to the production like that and throw all this nonsense at them, and they have to deal with that too on top of the actual show itself.
So she reached out to these people trying to get them to believe whatever story she was telling, and nobody would believe it. So the next best thing that she could do was to start going to cast members who she thought were thirsty enough to listen to the story, and whoever she thought that she could manipulate. So when she did those things, and I started finding out about what she was doing, because she was telling my own good friends who she met through us about all of this stuff that she was planning to do.
I absolutely hate, and it makes me sick, what this woman has done to Monique. But shit, why isn't she a cast member? Let's get rid of Candace and bring this woman on. That's wild.
So this is what she said about me. Now, y'all know I had a miscarriage. This is what she says on one of her posts. She says, when people have abortions and call it a miscarriage, yeah, you miscarried your legs, one in front of the other, all the way to the slaughterhouse. She sent this message to one of the producers.
That is disgusting and vile, and I wish they would have all taken out restraining orders against this awful woman.
Then she apologizes and says, I'm sorry, I was having a moment. When he finally responds, he's like, what the F? I'm in complete shock. She said Monique has adapted a reputation amongst her friends that if you can't do something for her, you're disposable, not cool.
So this crazy bitch, whoever Gigi is alleging that Monique used her. She couldn't do anything to help Monique, so Monique dumped her.
You know what? You never really know a person till they get a little coin. But me, honey, I will expose all frauds. That miscarriage BS she's parading around is some publicity BS. That girl didn't even want that baby.
That is disgusting and the worst possible thing you could say to somebody. I don't know how somebody could even allege that.
I think she had an abortion. It's actually kind of pissing me off. And he said, oh my God, no way. Monique seemed to be genuinely upset about that. No, babe, ask for receipts. I bet she won't and can't give you any.
So you get the gist of that part of it. I'm going to move on from the miscarriage stuff because it's completely awful, and we're going to move on to the next horrible thing that this vile woman did.
She then starts reaching out to cast members. I don't know how she got Candace's number, but she sends Candace a text message.
Oh, Lord. Candace is always looking for a reason to be so messy.
And basically says, can you pass my number on to Sharice? She wanted Sharice's number because she knew me and Sharice had fallen out. So I guess she thought that would be her easy in. Also, she knew that Sharice was trying to get back on the show.
Speaking of thirsty, no, I cannot with Sharice.
So she's trying to team up with Sharice. She reaches out to Candace and she's talking all this stuff to Candace. And she's like, she wants to talk to her on the phone. Candace then proceeds to talk to her on the phone for 2 hours.
So now we're getting into the real reason for the fight that happened the other night.
Later on down the line, once she finds out that I was pregnant, she then starts saying that I was cheating on Chris and that the baby wasn't Chris's.
Holy shit, this woman needs to get a hobby.
Or circulating from Gigi, the former friend. I just said her name. I didn't even want to say her name. It's like demonic saying her name. Okay, former friend goes to Sharice. Then she ends up gathering up whatever little circle. Sharice starts spreading the message to the whole group.
The message being that Chase is not Chris's baby and that Monique's having an affair.
Candace knew about all of this because she asked her for Sharice's number and she gave it to her. So the fact that she didn't understand how me and Sharice weren't clicking is absolute BS.
So the moral of the story is don't trust Candace. I won't blame Candace for passing along Sharice's number to Gigi. Maybe she really thought Monique would be cool with it because, they all used to be friends. Maybe she didn't know. I don't know about that. But further proof that Candace was definitely involved in all this shit.
So anyway, we going into the filming season. They wanted to bring all of this to the show.
Yes, please. We need it. Bring it to the show.
And one thing y'all know about me is that I don't play when it comes to my family. You can say whatever you want about me, but you're not going to involve my kids, my husband. That's where I draw the line. I was almost like this for season 4.
I get it. That's too far. That would make me consider leaving as well. Good for her for staying and dealing with this, but it's ridiculous.
I was about to not even come back because I was a high-risk pregnancy, and I was like, I don't want to be around that negative energy, and I'm carrying a baby. Like, I don't even want to do it. So everything was like, production didn't want to touch it. They were like, this is disgusting for her to even try to spread these rumors. This is nasty. They didn't want to even deal with it. It was like completely disgusting.
I get it. It actually might be too far, even for a housewife shows. It's crazy.
But you had a few women on the show who wanted to bring it to camera. They were like, yeah, we're going to take her down and we're going to expose and put all of this stuff out there.
Who are the women? Any guesses before she exposes them? We know about Candace. Who else do you think it is?
They wanted to bring this nonsense to the show. We go the whole season. Candace brought up the former friend's name twice while we were filming. And I'm just looking at her like, wow. Like, really?
That is so messed up and further infuriates me about Candace. That's low even for Candace. Now, the second person she's going to bring up breaks my heart. You guys, she's accusing Gizelle. I love Gizelle. You can't tell me bad stuff about Gizelle. We've seen her be messy, but I had no idea that it could go this low. If Monique's telling the truth, this is pretty bad.
Gizelle brings her up. None of that ever aired. Wasn't surprised when Gizelle did it. I mean, we're not friends, and I already know she's hateful and miserable.
Damn. So that's where they stand.
So we go the whole season. Season's done. Now comes the baby. Now comes Andy's baby shower.
Holy shit, this baby shower. They could have made a whole reality show about this baby shower. I want to go back in time and be invited.
They all get together. It was Candace, Gizelle, Robyn, and a few other people. They all get together and they have this dinner after the shower and they begin to plot on me.
Holy shit, so it was Robyn too. I just thought she was too boring to plot. Wow, I was just starting to like her okay too this season. Not so much now, if Monique's telling the truth. What do you think? Is Monique telling the truth? She seems to have all the details.
So apparently Gizelle starts saying that she's going to bring this to reunion and I'm going to tell people that Chase isn't Chris's.
Oh, Gizelle, don't do it. Oh, we already hate Candace. Don't make us hate you too.
And whoever was at the dinner was basically like, well, that's not going to fly. Then Candace spoke up and said, Chase looks just like Chris. Like, nobody's going to believe that. So they had to go from a different angle, I guess. So
how crazy is that? If that's true and they were planning that, oh my God. I almost wish it did go down like that so we could see who was the real jerk here and who was actually like spearheading this whole conspiracy theory. And then Monique could pull out these receipts and prove that they're just plotting against her.
I didn't even know about any of this until Karen called me. Karen calls me and she said, I can't believe Gizelle. And I'm like, what happened? So she's like, what do you mean what happened? All the stuff she was saying about you. And I was like, what was she saying about me? What are you talking about?
I cannot side with Karen over Gizelle. Okay, I can in this issue if this is true because this is really messed up. But in general, I cannot pick Grand Dame over Gizelle.
She's like, wait, Candace didn't call you? I said, I have not heard from Candace. I said, honestly, Karen, Candace and I don't talk like that. I was like, we talk when we're filming. I said, but when it's off season, the only time we talk is if I reach out to her.
So damn, more behind the scenes stuff.
So Karen was like, I cannot believe she didn't call and tell you. I'm like, can you please just tell me what you're talking about? She said, yeah, so Gizelle is planning to go to reunion and to tell people during the reunion that Chase isn't Chris's and that you were cheating on him and that's not his baby.
Oh my God, I'm going to need answers from Gizelle about this. What?
So now we have two situations going on here. We got Karen telling me what she's telling me. Nobody else is saying anything to me. So I'm just like, okay, well, we could just going to ride this out and see what happens. Candace never came to me with it. She never told me until we were about to start filming season 5. So this is coming into season 5. Candace only told me because I asked her about it.
So that explains where all the tension from this fight is coming from. And who told Karen about this? It's kind of wild that they shared it with her and they didn't think it'd get back to Monique.
And I said, what was about this dinner, this, that, and the other? And then she proceeds to tell me the same thing that Karen says. But she left out her part in the conversation.
Of course she did.
The only time I ever talked any type of nonsense on this show that was gossipy was about Sherman. But guess what? That wasn't a lie. That actually happened. And I apologize for bringing that even to the forefront because it had happened so long ago. But one thing I will not do is tell lies on people. I will not sit back and try to destroy somebody's family. And I just don't play that.
I love her. I love Chris too.
At the end of the day, you get to a point where you're fed up. Now, what y'all need to understand is that I spent 2 years. 2 years. It's been 2 years since they tried to start all this stuff.
How do you film with people that do this to you? How do you invite them to your home and share anything with them? It just blows my mind.
So it was left as it was, and I never forgave that. I had to be a professional and show up and do my job. And that's what I did. Now, the problem that I had with Candace is Candace was showing me a friendly face, but then she was doing some real shady crap behind my back.
It sounds like they all were.
So now I'm confused, and I'm like, wait, if Gizelle's doing this crap, I get it. I don't fool with her. She's not my friend. I'm expecting for a person who says they're my friend, who we just patched up and said, look, we're going to do better by each other. We're going to look out. I'm expecting for that friend to consider me the same way I would consider them. And that didn't happen.
So it is interesting that according to Monique, that she and Candace truly did have a friendship and that makeup was real.
So that's the problem that I have with her. And while she's sitting here on live saying my child's name.
You guys, I looked and looked for that Instagram live. I cannot find it. I can't find it anywhere. She must have taken it down. I found references to it, but I never found it.
So you got Candace out here throwing crap, hiding her hand. You got Sharice out here throwing crap, hiding her hand. Now, I know Sharice didn't start the rumor, but she definitely contributed. And I know for a fact, her, the former friend, and another chick were literally on the phone at nights, having three-way conversations.
Damn. All to get on Real Housewives of Potomac? Or to take down Monique and her family? That's so screwed up.
And they were literally plotting. How disgusting. How nasty.
So, can you believe that? I'm just blown away by all this. It's just so much information. It's so interesting to me. I had no idea. It was so interesting to do a deep dive on this and to look up all the people involved and to see all this. It's just, I guess I'm not shocked that, drama of course goes on behind the scenes, but to this level, to involve, if this is all true, to involve Monique's family and her children, that's disgusting. I think kids are totally off limits. So, I don't know. This is just so much and so interesting to me. So that is some Real Housewives of Potomac breaking news. As I hear more, I will definitely keep up with the story. I'm just blown away by all this information, and I really need to know your thoughts. Comment down below. Tell me everything. Do you believe Monique? Whose side are you on? Who do you think is the most wrong in this scenario? What are your thoughts about Candace being involved? Can you believe that the friend was talking to production so much? I mean, wow. I'm blown away. So, thank you so much for watching. I sincerely hope you've enjoyed it. Leave me comments. I love reading them. I try to respond to them as quick as I can, and I just appreciate everything. You can comment below. You can follow me on Twitter at Real Recaps, and I hope you guys have the most wonderful day. Thank you. Bye-bye.